president of Israel is openly calling for a genocide, saying there.
So that video is 2 days old as I'm filming this here, and I'm using it as a jumping off point, but I wanted to let anybody who watches this know you can go look back 2 years ago, just 2 years ago, and you can see that this is not the first time something like this has happened. If you want reference, go look up what happened at the AP News building during the last conflict that happened. And I'll give you a hint. It wasn't the side you're being told to hate that did what they did to that building. And there was no reason other than to cover up news footage for what they did. I know that sounds very conspiracy theorist. There are articles explaining this, and you can source those. But this is not new. And the reason I reference that is because as of filming this video, the event that took place was that a hospital was destroyed with people in it, and they claimed it was because the Hamas group was there, and they were doing stuff they shouldn't have been, and that is not the case. The U.S. is saying, oh, yes, absolutely. But here's the difference. Here's the difference for you. Go look up the event that happened at the AP News building back 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. And what you'll see is that the U.S. at the time, Blinken, the guy that's our, person over there, had said that they found no evidence of any reason for that building to be destroyed. But it was anyway. The difference now is that they're collaborating their stories. The U.S. and Israel are. I don't know what our vested interest as the United States is with Israel, why we aren't just peacekeeping. I don't understand that portion of things. If we're going to get involved, it should be to mediate things, provide aid and stuff is what it should be, like a UN ally would do. Now, I know that we have business with Israel. I get that, but they're not the poor impoverished nation that they like to profess during things like this happening. I am not condoning the acts of Hamas at all. I am not. They shouldn't be doing that. They have been pushed, though, and desperate people do desperate things. In addition to that, as I said in another video, and I'm hoping this one doesn't get suppressed, but it most likely will, the Palestinian people are not Hamas. The Israeli people are not what the Israeli government are doing. That has to be clear. You guys have to understand that and think beyond good versus bad. It's like a lot of people, especially Americans, can't understand that both people can be bad guys and that they're innocent people caught in the way. That's something you have to understand. But in this situation, and again, I'm not condoning anybody's actions, but there comes the question, what are Palestinians supposed to do when they're being oppressed by another people and nobody is listening and nobody has done anything about it? Have you looked into the conditions they've been stuck under in Gaza? Have you looked into those conditions? Have you looked at the treatment? Have you looked at the various news reports from years before when this conflict keeps happening? It is not as simple as right and wrong, left and right. Left and right are American ideals that serve most of us in this country well to ignore issues or acknowledge issues. But even within our own country, left and right is not that simple. For the common person, that's all they see. But this conflict is about so much more. And this is why creators are talking out about this. There is a group of people being oppressed who are not doing anything. They're not attacking anybody. They're not destroying any buildings. Nothing. They are simply trying to get to a place of peace in a land they were forced to be to and had no choice. And now this is happening to them again. And yes, there is a militant group. I'm not going to use the words because this platform is ridiculous, like all platforms, that just saying the wrong word because they don't check context, they just get rid of you. But there's a group that is taking action the only way they feel they're going to be heard. And a lot of people are just not understanding that. Again, I'm not condoning the actions of Hamas, but certain people are only going to be oppressed for so long before they decide to take action against that. Unfortunately, the other side that they're taking action against has decided that they're just going to try to find excuses to wipe out everyone. That is happening. You can look at that and see. If you can't see the difference, I don't know how to help you besides trying to explain it here. But please look into what's happening closer and don't buy the news at this point that the hospital was a threat, because it was not. And that's most disturbing, that Israel has shown that they will stop at nothing to eradicate as many people as possible while claiming it under some sort of collateral damage. Because that's what they're doing, and that's the excuse they're going to use. I am concerned about the road that people are stuck on trying to get out now. What excuse is going to be used there? Because I had said, I believe in another video I'd said that the hospital was in danger. If not, I was talking to people offline and hadn't got a chance to make these videos yet. But at one point, I did say that I was concerned with the hospital when somebody from the UN said that there were people that couldn't move, that were stuck there, and something should be done. Israel is not even trying to protect those people. They're just telling them, hey, you need to move because we're just gonna take this whole area out, and if you can't move, oh well. They're not helping anybody. And the problem with that is they're strengthening the cause of the people who are doing things the way they shouldn't be. They're strengthening that cause. Yes, right now I know that reports are saying most of Americans are siding with Israel, but that can change based on perception. And if things keep happening the way they are, and people keep getting news out, which it is important that sources that are getting genuine news out, or just the telling of things that are happening without being filtered, people can see that. They may see this is not as simple as it's being portrayed. So please look into everything further. If you don't know, ask somebody on this platform. Ask me. I'm not an expert, but I'll take a look into it and see what I can find. There's always a conflicting report that may have more information where things just don't line up. But again, not to be punny here, but when I heard that there were 500 people that were gone after the hospital was destroyed, but there was nobody in the hospital that was a threat, and then one side says there was, but there's no evidence of that besides a report from the US and a report from Israel, it just doesn't add up. It's just not adding up. So, again, I am open to comments. Please be nice. I've seen a lot of content creators going private because people are attacking them. This channel is different. I will go through comments, and I will report anybody that's being extreme. That's going to happen. And I won't just report it on TikTok. I will report as I can elsewhere. But this is something that people need to be open-minded about. There is no right and wrong side here. As far as it goes, it's both are wrong. Both are wrong for different reasons. But the civilians in between, the Palestinians and the Israeli citizens who have done nothing, they are being hurt in something they don't even want to be involved in.